Self-care for the psyche, ways to strengthen your mental health amidst the celebrations of the 21st century. With its groundbreaking technological advancements and fascinating discoveries lies a facet of our lives that urgently requires attention: our mental health. The topic of mental health has become a trend, and therapeutic approaches are ubiquitous on platforms like Instagram. But is that enough? Perhaps we should rather ask ourselves, how well are we actually taking care of our emotional well-being? Self-Care Sunday. If this trend mainly means face masks and jade rollers for you, it might be time to rethink. It is now widely known that self-care also encompasses the care of mental health. So, putting on a face mask and meditating, that could be a good start. However, often that's not enough to counteract the effects of a stressful daily life. Mental health is a far more complex issue. It's worth delving into it intensively because you'll find that there are many small and big things you can do to strengthen your mental health. But what is mental health anyway? We start our journey into the world of mental health with a seemingly simple question that nonetheless often leads to misunderstandings and confusion. What exactly is mental health? Often this question is answered with unclear and vague formulations. But let's not be deterred by the complexity of the term, because a clear understanding is the first step towards strengthening our mental health. Mental health is much more than just the absence of mental illness. It is a state of well-being in which each person can fulfill their potential, work productively, contribute to the community, while also being able to cope with the normal stresses of life and seek support when needed. Mental overload can lead to mental illness. Therefore, it is important to develop an awareness of one's own mental health needs and consistently take care of oneself. Mental illnesses are to be taken seriously. Why is mental health important? Have you ever felt guilty for not exercising or eating enough vegetables? That would be so healthy, but because you spent too much time on TikTok, or because you said yes instead of no again? Maybe not. We tend to feel less responsible for our mental health, but mental illnesses are not like the flu that just hits us or not. There is much we can do in prevention so they don't arise in the first place. So, should you feel guilty? Well, psychologically speaking, that's not exactly conducive either. But maybe you can develop a healthy enthusiasm for your own mental well-being. Maybe these points will help you with that. Mental health forms the foundation of our overall well-being and quality of life. It enables us to be productive, fulfill our potential, and make a valuable contribution to society. Good mental health helps us cope better with stressful situations and supports us in maintaining healthy relationships. It affects our physical health and can even increase life expectancy. Promoting mental health and raising awareness of mental illnesses are key aspects of combating stigma and discrimination due to mental illnesses. So, our mental health influences how we think, feel, and it determines how we deal with stress, nurture our relationships, and make decisions. Therefore, it is of great importance to take care of our own mental health to lead a balanced and fulfilling life. But how can we tell if we might be suffering from a mental disorder? What are the signs of a mental illness? And what can we do for ourselves? Mental health. Is it the latest trend? Scrolling through the Instagram feed, one could easily get the impression that almost everyone has become a kitchen psychologist. Advice is generously given, appealing tile posts are shared, and stories about friendships and relationships are spiced up with buzzwords like toxic belief systems, attachment trauma, and narcissism. A few years ago, it looked different. So, have we as a society made a leap in development and suddenly got a better grip on mental health? Not so fast. To strengthen your psyche, it's not enough to just know it exists. Nor is it enough to somehow take care of it. It certainly isn't sufficient to use professional sounding terms inflationarily, to remove them from their original context, and to diagnose your social environment with them. Too bad, we were all doing so well. But stay tuned. With small steps, you can begin to take control of your mental health, perhaps even with the support of a psychologist. Strengthening the psyche, a must. Upon closer examination, it becomes clear that striving for mental well-being is not simply a choice, but a fundamental necessity in our lives. It is not a luxury, but rather a fundamental part of our existence. Understanding oneself and one's psyche better can promote personal growth. On this journey, we should never hesitate to seek professional support, just as promoting physical health requires commitment, mindfulness, and a willingness to accept help when needed, so does caring for mental health. Don't forget to take care of yourself and prioritize your mental health. It is important to be successful in the outer world and enjoy life to the fullest. But equally important, if not more so, is to have a healthy state of mind to fully savor this success and joy. After all, the ancient Romans, a healthy mind and a healthy body, nurture both with equal dedication, and you will reap the rewards. Signs of mental illness. Am I affected? Mental illnesses often remain hidden. From the outside, there is often nothing to see. Even if mental problems manifest themselves physically, it is not always obvious what is behind them. Nevertheless, they leave traces in our daily lives and behavior that we should not ignore. Although every person shows different symptoms, there are some general signs that may indicate a possible mental illness. Persistent sadness or depression. If you are persistently sad or depressed and this affects your daily activities, it could be a sign of a mental illness. Significant changes in eating and sleeping habits, sudden weight gain or loss, sleep disturbances, or excessive sleep can also be signs of a mental disorder. Social withdrawal, withdrawing from social activities or declining interest in things that used to bring you joy can also be signs of a mental illness. Persistent feelings of worthlessness or guilt. These feelings could indicate that you may be struggling with a mental illness. It is important to note that these symptoms do not occur in isolation but persist over a longer period. If you notice such signs in yourself, it is not yet a reason for an immediate diagnosis. However, it could be an indication that you should consider therapeutic counseling or consult a doctor. Mental illnesses are to be taken as seriously as physical illnesses, and there are many effective treatments that can help. It is not a sign of weakness to seek support, rather, it is a sign of strength and insight to take care of your own mental health. And even though it can be very challenging to find the right therapist, no matter where we are on our mental health journey, it is never too late to make changes and take steps towards a healthier, more fulfilling life. Here are some strategies that can help you maintain and improve your emotional well-being. Lead a balanced life. Physical health and mental health are closely intertwined. A balanced diet, regular physical activity, and adequate sleep can contribute to improving mental well-being. Foster social connections. Keep in touch with family and friends, participate in social activities, or join a club. Engaging in shared activities and receiving support from others can help reduce feelings of isolation and improve mental health. Learn to manage stress. Stress is a part of life, but chronic mental overload can lead to health problems. Develop healthy coping mechanisms such as breathing exercises, yoga, or meditation. Seek support when needed. If you feel that your mental burdens are becoming too much, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Psychologists and psychotherapists can help you regain your balance and strengthen your psyche. Choose your support wisely. Not everyone who claims to help you psychologically can actually do so. A truly good psychologist should be your first choice. Feel free to follow some psycho accounts on Instagram, but remember, they are nice to have and not a substitute for proper treatment. Also, not everything they post should be taken at face value. Thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it valuable. If you liked the content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, remember to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on all our latest uploads. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we post new content. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, feel free to leave a comment below. We read all your comments and appreciate your feedback. Until next time, take care and stay healthy. If you have any specific information you'd like to include or if you'd like any adjustments, feel free to let me know.